Yeah, I mentioned earlier, what if, and both of you have said that you do play what if over and over in your head, and the why. And there's nothing I can say that's going to get you to stop that. What I can do is ask you that if you run the what if question in your head, at least answer it. When you say, what if I had taken her home that day? Why did I leave her? If you're going to do that, you have to complete the question and the answer, or it will drive you crazy. It's a loop you get into, Angel, where it's like being on a racetrack with no exit ramp. You get on this loop and you can't get off of it unless you answer the question. You say, well, what if I had done A, B, or C? Well, you can ask the question, but you must answer it. Because if you answer it, then you will understand the futility of asking it. Because you said, why didn't I take her home that day? Well, I can answer that because I'm on the outside looking in. You didn't take her home that day because this was a wonderful day for her. She had just won an award for creativity. She was skipping out of the cafeteria. You can't go grab her up mid-skip and say, you're coming home with me. Well, why? Well, there's no reason why. You just are. Well, why? That would have been a conversation that you could not have won. You couldn't have won that debate, right? She would have thought you were insane. So you can ask the question, but you need to answer it and play it out to the end, because that's the only way you will figure out that you were being a rational mom. You had her in a school that you knew about, and you did the things a reasonable mother would do. You did the things a reasonable father would do. You're going to feel guilty until you don't. That's going to continue to haunt you. It's really more regret than guilt. Guilt is when you say, I wish I had done something I didn't do. There was nothing to do. You did everything you could do. They had to handcuff you to keep you out of the building. You had a much more focused agenda than the police. It's the system is not perfect, and it was very imperfect that day. And I'm really, really sorry for that. And sorry doesn't fix it. Sorry doesn't help it. It was wrong. It was flawed. And many people paid the price for that. And that's why you're working as hard as you are, Tony, to try to change this. And I said before, we know a lot more about school shooters than we're using to its maximum impact right now. We know a lot more about school shooters. Can we predict who's going to do it? No, but there's a path that they get on that's knowable. And we know more about school shooters than we're using. And I've said that, and working with some experts on this, and there are things that we can do. And you're going to find that part of reinventing yourself will be learning to understand how to make a choice to live with this in a way that you honor her, you don't forget her, but you learn to remember her in a way that it makes you feel warm inside instead of hurting inside. And that's not yet. And I understand that, and that's why I say you have to be patient with yourself.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.